Welcome to the 8th edition of Sema na Spox. Sema na Spox.
Bonga na Gava.
Your podcast, your show that helps mavijana wajue kubonga na gava, mayouth na kila mtu, ambao inaletwa na Spox mwenyewe Isaac Mwaura, na leo tuko na guest wa maana sana ambaye anaitwa nani? PS, sema PS. PS Judith honorable. Honorable. Tulikuwa kwa speakers panel, tulikuwa naye huko, alikuwa anasema brother. Ukileta nini? Makelele. Yeye anaitwa Judith Areno. Judith itakuwa kituambia zaidi kutuhusu na vile ambavyo tutapigana na mambo ya ufisadi. But before we do that, it's important that we get to know what is happening within the circles of government. And ladies and gentlemen, really for the last 1 week or so, we've been having a very great, success in many things. For example, did you know that by 2027, Gava wants to double the earnings of tea farmers? Yani kama ulikuwa unalipwa 50 bob, you will be paid. Asema so bana, wacha hiyo maneno kizungu kingi sana hapo. So that is what the government is doing. Number 2, na ile story ya Ikolomani, ati ya inaitwa Ishulu what? We bana, je, watu mnafaa kujua geography. Wacha tuachie hapa Ikolomani. Na unajua Ikolomani ni corruption ya jina gani? Ikolomani ni corruption ya jina gani?
Gold mines.
Gold mine. I mean, wacheni kuniangusha watu wangu. Gold mine, Sasa hii gold mine imepatikana gold worth 683 billion. Now, it's not a very good thing because we've lost about 4 people. May their soul rest in eternal peace. The government is very keen to ensure that all of the people who are affected by this new project will be compensated fully. And this, a plan that is being organized by the national government and the county government, na pia kampuni yenyewe. How will they be compensated? First, they will not be moved to places where they don't want to be. And second, it will be a place of their choice, and in given ample time, and they will be compensated for everything, including the graves. Even the remains there. That's what we want to do as a government. And how will they benefit? Number 1, we'll have 3% royalty that will be paid to the government by the company. 10% of the company shares are owned by the government. And then of the 3%, 70% goes to the national government, 20% to the county, and 10% to the community. Then there's another 1%, which is called Community Development Agreements, CDA, which will be administered by 14 members, watu 14, ambao watachaguliwa na wanakijiji. Alafu wataamua kama ni barabara gani itajengwa, ni maji itawekwa wapi na kadhalika. So kuna vile tuta make sure kwamba hii project, hii dhahabu, hii gold inasaidia wadhi wa hiyo area. Unacheki So that is what we want to do. We want to make sure kwamba ukibonga na Gava pia Gava inafanya nini? Inasusikiza. But the way umesikia pia story nyingine hapa kwamba rais wetu amekwenda Marekani. Na watu wengine wasema hata aenda Marekani. Si tumemwona na nani? Na Donald Trump. Ametuletea ndoo za nini? Health. Mpango wa kusaidia nini? Zaidi ya bilioni 200. That is going to strengthen our health sector. Hapo hiyo ndio inaitwa kuwa uzalendo halisi. That's a very key development of our country. And we continue to make sure that we engage the youth. You know, for sure, the starlets were able to be paid millions of shillings. You remember how the president supported HARAMBEE stars. We continue to support our athletes, and we also must really clap for our deaf Olympics. They were able to bring a lot of gold and a lot of medals. So Kenya is really wonderful. That's why you had President Donald Trump inviting our president and our marathoners, athletes, yeah, wakwende kwa their only Olympics. Now, huoni hapa tuko mbele? Yeah, tuko mbele. That's why, last week I was in Eldoret. Eldoret is now called the city of champions. Alafu nafikiri Nandi inaitwa nini? Iso sama ni the county. So, na Elgeyo Marakwet, home of, yeah, angalia vile imecomix. You can imagine how many people are benefiting from that. So this government is extremely committed to ensuring that we have proper development and we are not going back at any given point. And by the way, did you also know that Kenya posted the strongest, private sector growth amongst 8 major African economies in November 2025, with a purchasing managers index, PMI, of 55, surpassing Nigeria and Uganda. This growth was driven by higher sales, new orders, and production launches, reflecting rising investor confidence. Tujipigie makofi kwa sababu ya hii. Na hiyo inamaanisha nini? Inamaanisha kwamba hii serikali yetu inafanya vizuri mambo. Kama private sector ina grow. In fact, lending has increased from negative 2.9% to over 6% borrowing. That's a very great increase. So watu waache kusema maneno mengi sana. We have proper gold reserves, and then we have what you call the currency reserves in dollars, about 20.6 billion US dollars. Pia tuko na our currency is strong at 129 for more than a year now. Inflation imerudi to 4.7%. Si tunasonga mbele. Na pia wale watu wanaenda kufanya kazi majuu, sema kazi majuu. Over 300, sio 300, 400 and, si 400, 452,000. Na wametuletea 660 billion, 85% ambayo inaenda kwa mashinani. Sio tusonga mbele. Na bado tunajenga affordable housing. Si serikali inafanya kazi. Na ndio tunasema Sema na Spox. Sema na Spox. Wachia tu hapo tu alafu tumalizie. Hebu sikia hii. Ile inaitwa AGPO. Access to government opportunities. Official data from the Treasury and Public Procurement Regulatory Authority. What does it say? It says that in the fiscal year ending June 2025, that entities in national and county governments awarded, listen to this, 35,231 access to government procurement opportunities tenders. 35,231 worth 56.8 billion. 56.8 billion. And of course, women, one of the key women in this country, women took 58.3%, valued at 33.1 billion. The youth, my youth, sisi wenyewe hapa wako hapa, walichukua 32.9%, valued at 18.7 billion. And persons with disabilities. Are there people with disabilities in the house? Yes, I can see one or two there. 8.7%, valued at 4.9 billion. Expanding inclusive economic opportunities. Sio iko sawa? Iko sawa kabisa hapo. Hiyo ni kumaanisha hiyo pesa iko mfuko. Bwana, mbona mna pesa? These are young people who have been able to get 35,000 worth of tenders. So, but then my good brother, my good sister, kuna hii mnyama inaitwa corruption. Because corruption robs us of our collective sense of purpose, while tribalism makes us to be divided. Indeed, corruption steals from us, from the present to the future. We need to do something about corruption. And that is why today we have our guest, our one and only, the PS for the State Department of Justice, Honorable Senator Judith Pareno. Let's clap for her. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Welcome.
Asante.
Now, as I take my seat here, Honorable, tell me, who is, or tell the audience, who is Judith Pareno in a nutshell?
First, let me thank you for giving me this opportunity to come and Bonga na Spox.
Bonga na Gava. Sema na Spox, Bonga na Gava.
Sema na Spox, Bonga na Gava. So it's one exciting opportunity to join you here. I don't know whether they know, but we both sat in the Senate, in the last Senate. We were both in the Speaker's panel. we have both been nominated, we were both nominated senators. And so we've come a long way. And today I'm happy that you're hosting me as government spokesperson. And of course, congratulations for really taking your job seriously.
Thank you.
And we know you're more than able. For those of us who have worked with you, we know that you're more than able. So thank you so much for this opportunity. And I thank all those who are here today. As he says, I'm Judith Pareno, the PS for Justice, Human Rights and Constitutional Affairs. And Judy Pareno is a lawyer of 29 years in the profession. I practice law, and I, along the way, became a politician, and I went to the East Africa Legislative Assembly from 2012 to 2017. Then after that, again, I became a nominated senator, where now we met, but even before we were still together. So then became a nominated senator. And at that time when I was nominated senator and I was in the East African Parliament, I also happened to have been the chair of the National Chair of Elections Board of ODM, which is a term that I concluded around 2019. And then thereafter, now I am here as principal secretary. So a lawyer by profession and still a politician.
Now, let me ask.
Which politics now aside, now that I'm in government?
Yes.
Yes.
We know you also ran for senator for Kajiado.
Yes, I ran for senator
Very well, actually.
Kajiado County.
You almost got it, actually.
I almost got it. I don't know what happened.
No, God had a better plan, because now you are the PS.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think, let me ask you, at a personal level, who is Judith?
Personal level, I'm a mother.
What are your hobbies? What is your I mean, you can tell us, what, yeah, that side of you.
Yes, I'm
Away
a
from being,
wife, a mother of 4 beautiful children, but as well one village lady from Masai land in Kajiado, where I've grown up. The other day I was telling people that I grew up knowing animals around me. This wildlife-human conflict is something that some of us don't even understand, because we live with these animals, and the migration is part of us. And just somebody who's been up country and I happen to have gotten a chance to get learned. Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. So what did your upbringing, teach you? What did it bring out in you that maybe has made you to come this far?
Yeah,
In terms of your value systems and...
Yes, like coming up from a Maasai setup, one of the things that I came across is not having so many of us going to school in the early age. Actually, I happened to be on record as among the first Maasai women to become a lawyer.
Wow, makofi hapo. Wewe wacha wivu, piga makofi. Piga makofi tafadhali.
Still ended up becoming among the first to become a member of parliament.
Wow. I think you were the first Maasai woman to become a member of parliament.
Yes.
In Yala.
In 2012 when I went to Yala.
To Yala, then we had the now...
Now, after the 2010 constitution, now we had women rep.
Peristeriko.
So we became many of us.
Yes, women rep, but you are the first one.
Yes.
You hold that mantle.
Yes.
Piga makofi kwa hiyo. Wewe umeshaikuwa party man.
And now another record of becoming a bank to ever become a PS. We have not had a Maasai woman before.
Wow, can you
becoming
imagine?
PS.
So you are a trailblazer.
So that tells you where I come from. A place where we didn't have education, 29 years ago, no lawyers. To now, there has never been a woman PS, So we lacked in a lot of things. We actually always keep asking in a lot of areas, why did I get marginalized?
Yeah.
Why did I not get that service that everybody else got? I needed a good school. I needed a good road. I needed to get educated in an easy way. Actually, some of us are educated by God's grace. Just God's grace. Background. Because of that background, I am so passionate about things to do with justice.
Okay.
I would want to see that nobody goes through what some of us went through. When I became member of parliament for East Africa, the tag was marginalized.
Yes.
So they had, they had, because you are aware we were together, they had different categories after the constitution.
Yes.
So the categories you give the PWDs, give marginalized. So against my name was marginalized. So I don't want to feel marginalized in my own country.
Yes.
I don't even want anybody to be marginalized for that for whatever reason.
Mm.
So that is the background under which some of us have come from.
Makofi. And that says that Madam Honorable Senator Wakili Judith Pareno is the right person, is the right person for the job, isn't it? Yeah, State Department for Justice. And it's been a long time since we had State Department for Justice, because the Justice and Constitutional Affairs Ministry, if I'm not wrong, the last minister must have been Eugene Wamalo, because there was also Mother Karua, there was also, I think,
Tula
Kilonzo.
Yes.
And now it is you now who've come back kind of to revive it.
Courtesy of this government.
Makofi hapo.
That
It's been like
this government felt the need to reinstate that department to bring up the issues of justice and human rights again, because for some time it was really not there.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now let's come back to what really is the mandate of your State Department when we talk about the executive order. What is it supposed to do?
Yes, Executive Order number 1 of 2025 has given me 19 functions as PS for Justice.
Wow, that's a lot. Huh?
With another 9 institutions.
So 19 functions, 9 institutions.
9 institutions, 19 functions.
That's a huge department.
Yes, very huge.
Yeah.
The title itself, Justice, Human Rights, and
Constitutional Affairs. Before we start with the functions, which are these 9 institutions?
The 9 institutions are, there is the Asset Recovery Agency that recovers proceeds of corruption and crime. Then we have the Victim Protection Board. We have the Witness Protection Agency.
So what's the difference between assets? We know it's recovery for those who've stolen corruption.
Yes.
Victim is about, who are these victims?
Victims is, we are trying to define who a victim is. And at the moment we are actually like, where do we start? Because I've had people coming to say they are victims from Nyayo torture chambers, the Wagala massacre. I've seen letters coming saying we were victims of this. Then we have victims, a lot of people asking for reparations, So you don't know at what point you will start calling, but we are defining a victim as somebody who has suffered outside because of a crime. So that is the description we have. As to how we are going to expand it, we are thinking of how to include every other victim, so that a victim is a victim, somebody who has suffered, not necessarily just because of offenses.
Okay. What about witness protection?
Now, witness protection is a witness, that person who comes out, even the whistleblower, comes out to give evidence against some commission of a crime. So that is a different person from a victim. A victim is actually the person who has suffered.
Yes.
While a witness is a person who's coming to tell us what has happened. So we have to protect witnesses, and the Witness Protection Agency is there with a board that is running to protect those who are coming out as whistleblowers, who are coming out to give evidence against issues of crime. So we have that, and it is still under my
Wonderful. Which are the other departments, institutions? Sorry?
There is the National Legal Aid Service.
This one helps people who need some legal assistance?
That one is pursuant to the provision of our constitution, that every Kenyan has a right to access to justice.
Okay.
How do you translate that? By having the National Legal Aid Service that has a board, has staff, has officers, and it is an institution that is now rolling. Actually, right now, we are just in the middle of rolling out the National Legal Aid Clinic, Attorney General's Legal Aid Clinic. We've already rolled out in Kitui. We have already rolled out in Machakos. We've already done a national launch in Kibera. What does it mean? That person who is poor, that person who is unable to access justice, that person who is unable completely to help themselves must get free service by government of Kenya on legal service. So what have we done? We have employed 2 state councils in every county.
Makofi hapo. So that makes it 94. They have
already been deployed.
Yeah.
94 of them deployed in each county to give free legal aid to those that are in need.
Okay. These are people, indigents.
The indigents, yes, cannot be able to pay, cannot go to court, and we are trying to help them by realizing that provision of the constitution that every Kenyan is entitled to access to justice.
Sasa wewe Mkenya unasikia pia unaweza kupata wakili wa sare kutoka kwa
kwa Gava.
Sindio?
Yes.
Now, Chore, how do you access those 2 state councils?
We have sent them to the county headquarters,
Okay.
2 of them in
Okay.
every county.
So are they under the county commissioner?
No,
Uh-huh.
they're under the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
The National Legal Aid Service that is under my department.
Well, so they have an office there.
So they now have offices. We are rolling out more of the offices. We have actually developed a smart office that is called the Attorney General's Legal Aid Clinic, which is a container.
Oh, wow.
And it has grid energy, and then it has three partitions.
Yes, yes.
One each with the 2 legal counsels, but also putting clerks to ensure that when you walk in, you get service of a victim protection, you victim service, you go as a victim and you're able to be identified. We have a way of identifying who a victim should be, screening out to see, verify to see who is a victim. Then you also have the others who just need general legal advice and legal aid. We have the Power of Mercy desk there. So those who need power of mercy, those who want to be pardoned by the president, they are coming out to say, oh, me, I have this, I have somebody who's been in for this.
Yes,
We
yes.
are now giving free service. Then the Attorney General's office has the state law office.
Yeah.
Remember, it has the State Department of Justice where I head, but there is also the state law office.
Mambo ya marriages.
Mambo ya succession, mambo ya land disputes, public trustee has been devolved. You can now walk into the 2 state councils.
Yes.
They will organize for you how to get married from Kajiado, from Kitui, from Machakos, from Kibera.
Yes.
You don't have to come to the Attorney
Makofi
General's.
kabisa hapo. Now, let's now come to your State Department, because I think there's a lot. We even need like 3 or 4 shows, yeah? So let's come to your 19, in a nutshell, and then we now come to the, the issue that about anti-corruption committees.
Yes, so the mandate that I've been given and the State Department has been given starts from public participation, a framework on how citizens. I have a mandate to develop a framework on how citizens are going to do public participation, how institutions are going to do public. You remember everybody was doing public participation in their own way. This department says this is public participation. This one says this is public participation, until the courts have thrown out a lot of issues saying there was not enough public participation.
Yes.
So now we have a framework that has been developed by the State Department of Justice that is actually already before Parliament. You're a parliamentarian, you've been there, so you know the process.
Where are we right now? Are we in the National Assembly, in the Senate?
It is. I saw it was gazetted the other day at the National Assembly. We have actually started receiving public memorandums. We did one ourselves. Even though it was a bill, we still had more to give.
Yes.
So we have already given. So it's proceeding in Parliament. What does it say? The Constitution of Kenya has said that every citizen must be engaged. When you're making policy, when you're making laws, there must be public participation. So we have created that framework. It is undergoing processes of Parliament for everybody to be referring to that framework, so that we do it in a uniform way, not really uniform, but at least a framework that guides us on where to go and on what to do. That is one. I have a mandate to do implementation of the Constitution, to ensure there is implementation of the provisions of the Constitution of Kenya. That is another mandate. On the rule of law, on principles and values of good governance. And then there is also a mandate on reparations, on how we handle reparation. There is a mandate on the legal framework on issues to do with law reforms on elections.
Yes.
There is a mandate to do with now what I was going to talk about today, fighting corruption. Of the 19 functions, corruption has been mentioned 8 times.
8 times.
Actually, 4 times on the side of functions and 4 times on the institutions. Fighting corruption has been mentioned 8 times in the mandate that have been given. Then, of course, we have a mandate on issues to do with international treaties, on obligations that we have out there, and how we make our country statements, how we go and participate on international fora to ensure that we observe the treaties that we are signatories to. And again, to bring back the resolutions of those treaties and disseminate back to the people and ensure that it is done as a country.
So the international level now to the county.
Yes, you bring back to the people. When you go international level, you get like the other day I attended one on human trafficking and smuggling. That is up. an issue that is currently in Kenya. What
Yeah,
are we
very
doing
big.
about it?
Actually,
Yes.
let me just speak for myself.
Yes.
I've had to rescue children with albinism
Yes.
who have been trafficked.
Yeah.
In fact, two of them came to see me last week on Wednesday because we rescued them when they were 2 years. Walikuwa wanataka kuuawa hapa na mganga kutoka hapa Lenana.
Yes.
But anyway, it was a big case,
Uh-huh.
and now they are grown-ups. I mean, they are not grown-ups, they are children wakubwa
Yeah.
miaka 12. So this is live, and I even got a complaint from huko kunaitwa Migori.
Yeah.
For the same, but we'll investigate about it.
Yes.
So there's that human trafficking. I also see sometimes watu wanapelekwa wanaenda they are being trafficked from one country to another, like people to South Africa or
Like
places.
the Russian issue,
The
the Russian issue, and then we have the Myanmar issue.
Mhm.
Then, of course, we have a mandate generally on human rights. That's
Yes.
why we are involved in all those things.
Mhm.
There is a mandate within this department on how to handle issues of human rights and generally how to roll out and ensure that we observe our constitution and the rule of law.
Wonderful.
It's so wide.
Mm.
Yes.
So hey, I don't envy you though. I actually don't envy you, madam. You have a lot of work.
I am so comfortable.
Yes.
Make-
Ah. Kuchapa wera kabisa, si ndio?
Why am I saying I'm so comfortable?
Yes.
I have met PS, I'm appointed PS
Yes.
of a state department, and I'm given 24 state councils in my department.
Yes.
I can see, you know, I'm really in the middle of my people.
Yes.
As a state, I mean, a lawyer with my experience, and I'm put in the middle of 24 state councils. How can I not perform?
Wonderful. Now we will take some short break nangojea mwelekezi wangu, lakini what do you have to tell about young lawyers who are aspiring to one day become like you? What is in it for them?
I think there is so much space for all of us in this country. We have a very beautiful country. We have all we need to do is seize that opportunity. And the only way we can do it, let's fight corruption for you to get. There is so much in this country for everybody, but corruption is eating into that future of the young people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a short.
Let's fight corruption.
Okay. Let's take a short break. We wait, and then we'll come back after about 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Sema na Spox. Sema na Spox. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo.
Je, wewe.
Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Hapo. Welcome back to Sema Spox. Sema Spox. Wewe ni Mkenya mzalendo? Basi. Now, yes, you are telling us something about the opportunities for young people in the justice law, we call governance, justice law and order sector of our economy. Kindly, you can proceed.
Yes, so I was saying for us to achieve, for us to okay, we can't say we are not prospering as a country. We need to prosper even more as a country. And I'm saying for us to do that, we must fight corruption. So I'm going to talk now about why we are rolling out a program on corruption, because we feel like we need to move faster as a country. And the only way we can move faster as a country to realize our dreams is by some of us who have been given a mandate. Why would an executive order mention fighting corruption 8 times? It is because we mean business. This government means business in terms of fighting corruption. So how did I interpret my mandate in as far as fighting corruption is concerned? One of the very beautiful things that we are going to do this week, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to tell Kenyans what we are doing this week. Today, as we sit, 500 members of committees, county anti-corruption civilian oversight committees have reported today for a training.
Makofi.
Yes.
But before you tell us about the committees, Madam PS,
Yes.
what strategies, roles does the NACCSC play in advancing or enhancing public awareness and driving behavioral change in the fight against corruption?
There are so many strategies. One is those CACOCs that I'm going to talk about. The other one is that we have partnered with Maendeleo ya Wanawake. We have an MOU with Maendeleo ya Wanawake. We have an MOU.
Somebody will ask, ado iko?
Iko.
Hata siku tulikuwa tunajua Zipora Kitonyi, tukasikia mwingine alikuwa anaitwa nani? Na waliacha vita.
Iko Rahab Mwikali. She's a chair of
Rasurukia Subo, alafu akakuja kuwa mbunge.
So you see, it touches women into leadership.
Yes.
Most of them who have been there have been.
We were with her in parliament.
Been great leaders in this country.
Yes.
And I believe in women just as much as I believe in men, young or old. But you know, when they mean business, they can do it. So in this CACOCs, in this fight against corruption, we have the 47 county women chairs of Maendeleo ya Wanawake.
Okay, they are part of the members.
Roped in. They are part of the members.
Okay.
Who else have we roped in? The Interreligious Council of Kenya. Church representatives. I have seen the church coming out, and I'm hoping the church is listening to me today. The church has come out strongly to condemn issues of corruption. They have even been demanding from government, we want to hear you on corruption issues. We have roped them in. It is time for the church to speak, to help us, to sensitize people. We even have an MOU for them to read scriptures that talk about corruption in the church and pass the same message that we are passing. We have social audits that we are doing. You go to the county, you interact with the county government, you interview people, people tell you, the citizens tell you that this road is badly done. Your social audit will tell you whether the road is badly done or not. So those engagements is what we are doing to bring everybody on board to ensure that we fight corruption too.
So now, when it comes to the launch of CACOCs, and by the way, what did you say CACOCs is in full? And how will that enhance citizen oversight? 1 minute, please.
Yes.
And improve accountability at the county level?
How do they improve accountability?
How will the launch happen? And how will it improve accountability?
Yes. Now we are launching 47 county anti-corruption civilian oversight committees. We call them in short CACOCs. Every of those 47 counties are here in Nairobi today for training on how they are going to oversight in the counties, how they are going to help us do civic education to the people on how to behave as Kenyans and how to change behavior as Kenyans and how to be patriotic, like you've been shouting here, how to be, that is patriotism side.
Yes, mzalendo. That is why I wear this.
Yes, that is why.
Kenya mzalendo.
Yes. Kenya ambaye ni mzalendo would want a good country, would want to get rid of corruption. They'll help us to talk to talk on behavioral change and character change for our citizens. So that is what we are doing to launch these CACOCs, to educate them on how to fight corruption, so that then in turn they go to the ground and speak to the people. Where does corruption happen? It is with the people. Who feels the pinch? It is the people.
Lakini
Who
tunasemanga
are we
kwamba
asking to speak? The people.
lakini PS tunasemanga corruption ni ya Gava, si ya wananchi.
Sio Gava peke yake. Kwani Gava is made of what? Paper. Si Gava is made of mwananchi. It is we.
So you are accepting you are corrupt.
We are
people deniability.
We are accepting that as citizens, we have a responsibility to ensure that everything is okay, to oversight ourselves, to make people accountable and report to government or report to the necessary channels when we see something is wrong. Whistleblowing of the wrongdoing, report the wrongdoing, and people will shape up.
So PS, there is a National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Policy 2018 and the Kenya Integrity Plan 2023-2028. How are those CACOCs going to support, this implementation of these two?
Now, two policies are under review in my department right now. We have started. We are reviewing the National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Policy because it's already outdated.
Okay.
So already it's under review and we started. And I thank GIZ, they have come out to start helping on the review. We are reviewing the human rights policy in this country, coming up with almost an overhaul and ensuring that our human rights policy is updated. We have done the whistleblowers bill. It is in Parliament. I'm told the Honorable Kasalu has a similar bill. I'm looking for her so that we bring all those energies together so that we have one strong bill. It is already in Parliament. We have done, I'm sure by today you heard that you're supposed to fill in your declaration.
Ethics, the wealth declaration.
The wealth declaration.
Ujue tuambie uko na mbuzi ngapi, na ng'ombe, na nini ingine.
Make sure guy
ati chiwawa. Ala
chamba
ngoja kidogo PS. Ati yeye ndio tunatuambia wao wako na machiwawa. Wamekuwa wazungu hawajakuwa wazungu. I am the only one. I am the only mzungu wa Ruiru. Endelea.
Sikuwe na chiwawa. Wachaneni chiwawa kwake. So we are declaring right now. By 15th of December,
yes, please.
You must have made a declaration of your wealth.
By 15th of December. Failure to which mshahara inakatwa.
Failure to which you are in trouble with the law. It is the law. Duly signed and assented to by our president. It is a law that has come out of our own department and the office of the Attorney General,
yes,
to ensure that we hold each other accountable. So the whistleblowers bill, even the public participation bill, the conflict of interest bill, and we have also done amendments to the anti-corruption law. About 8 amendments. The Evidence Act, the Money Laundering and Economic Crimes Act, the Penal Code. We are trying to make the ends, loose ends. We are trying to tie the loose ends in, when it comes to the law. What have we done? One of the proposals we've done is that corruption cases must be done within 6 months and concluded within 6 months.
So you are following that constitutional timeline, like the one for elections?
Yes, we are now trying to set up timelines because corruption cases are taking so long that it beats the logic. Yeah. It beats the very purpose for which it is made. By the time you come, it is like a witness is gone. One is over time.
So justice delayed is justice denied.
Justice delayed is justice denied. We are fastening that. And then we are also making sure that the witnesses are protected through the Witness Protection Agency.
Yes.
So that whoever has to give evidence do not have to fear, has to come out strongly.
So we don't have to have cases like of those of Mnyake and others.
Don't have. We want to make sure that this really does not happen.
Tell us
the measures.
Tell us about the conflict of interest and how that relates to corruption.
Corruption is committed. In fact, the conflict of interest is majorly on us, the leaders, on us who are working for government, on those who are at positions of responsibility as leaders. You do not have. You saw what happened with some of the cases that we saw. Most of the looted things that are looted,
Yes.
we go
Property.
put in our children's
Name, yes.
names,
Mhm.
our brothers' names,
Mhm.
our mothers' names. Now that law has expanded the scope.
Mhm.
Your mother, you cannot do that. Today I was feeling in mind, I am even feeling for my husband and declaring assets for my husband and declaring assets for any of my children who are below the age of 18, so that you don't go and hide under your children. So the law has now been done in such a way that the scope has widened up to include our relatives, so that you don't have as a leader to do those.
Does it also include a trust?
Not really. It just extends the scope to those that are around those that are in leadership positions. Yes.
Now, there are two more questions before we go to the audience.
I've not yet talked about my cacox in the lounge.
Yeah, maybe give us about that.
Yes. So today we have about 500 members of our cacox coming into Nairobi from all over the 47 counties for a training. 500
of them?
Yes, for a training.
It's a huge number.
It's a huge number for a training on how to do civic education on the people, to talk about behavioral change for our people, attitude change, to actually do social audits, to interact with our people and governments, to make sure that we bring down this issue, that we bring down issues that touch on corruption, and make sure that we hold people accountable and try and spread the issue of transparency. So what are we doing? The CACOPs are made of 10 to 15 people per county.
Yeah, I've just done my math. It's about 10.6 per county.
Yes, per county. What is how do we create this CACOPs? We ask the church to nominate, the Interreligious Council to nominate.
Because the question would be, how is it inclusive?
Yes, we have asked the church to nominate. We have asked the National Youth Council to nominate. So we have young.
So the youth are also there.
In every county, there is a youth. We have asked the media to also help us nominate.
Media.
We have asked the civil society to nominate. We have asked the National PW Council.
National Council of Persons with Disabilities.
For persons with
so people with disabilities are also included. Very good.
47 of them are there.
Wow.
So we have asked Maendeleo and Awake to nominate.
Yes.
So the women are represented, the young people are represented, the church is represented, the media is represented, the civil society is represented. And then remember, when you go to the ground, it is the Ngaos who plan for us our sitting area. So they are also represented.
Gava, for those who don't know, is the National Government Administration Office. The chiefs, the assistant chiefs, the ACCs.
They are also there.
The DCs,
help us as ex officio. They don't, but they help us, and
they're like the secretary.
Yeah, they're like the people who help us to set up every county.
So this launch is happening when?
So the launch tomorrow, we have the head of public service.
Mr. Felix Koskei. Oh, he's really overworking, Everywhere we were thinking, engineering. We had the reflection in Kisumu tomorrow, and I also saw him in Kapugo. We never had such a hard-working ops.
And now tomorrow, he will be there to open this training of these CACOPs.
Wow.
After opening, he's organizing for us to have the national lounge now, the proper lounge. After opening, and they're trained on 11th. We are still waiting for final touches on how we are going to launch them on the 11th. So on the 11th, the entire team will be launched officially. We will send them to the counties. They will be equipped and trained. We will follow up to train and make sure that their capacity built to ensure that they speak about corruption right from where it matters with the people, from the grassroots.
Makofi. So we must really support this launch, and not because of time. Time is much gone. I think now we need to move to the next, stage. I don't know. We get some questions. I think there are quite a number of people. We'll have the mic moving around. Salimia mwenzako, mwambie wacha kulala, relax kidogo, So who goes first? Please, yes, go ahead.
Asante sana.
Simama tafadhali ukiuliza hiyo swali. Chukua microphone tafadhali.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
My name is Reverend Felix from Machakos. I've seen EACC compact corruption. But my concern has been, how can we prevent it? Instead of fighting, how can we prevent it? My question is, what plans do you have as a State Department to mainstream ethics and integrity in our young people? in our schools, in our universities. What are the plans? Because it is important for us as a nation to start from down there for us to have a prosperous country. Asante.
Thank you, Makofi. We'll take like 5 of them. The other question, yes? Who is giving us the next question? Yes, please say your name and
Good evening.
where you come from. And
My name's Bishop Richard. I come from Kajiado. I appreciate the Honorable Madam PS. And I have a question. Since your department is so much on, there's a lot of corruption mentioned 8 times. What is the legacy that you feel like, even if I have some few months, I just want to nail that? So as I exit the office, because always there's an coming in and going out, what is that legacy you feel like I just want to leave for generations to be remembered as other people to build on that? And that gives you goals and gives you the passion to move.
Makofi sana hapo. The issue of legacy, leadership for generations. There's number 3, who is quick to do it. Yes, at least now we have a lady. Tell us your name and where you come from and your question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Wangeshi from Kiambu County. My question is on the civilian oversight car cooks. I heard we're going to deploy them to the 47 counties. My question is, where will they be located and how can I access them as mwananchi?
Wonderful, Makofi. Ama wataenda kwa hiyo smart container wanapatikana hapo. Yes, number 4. Quickly. Yes, quickly, madam. And a second, madam. Yes, where do you unataka chiwawa? What's your name? Good evening.
My name is Ochieng from Migori County.
Ochieng who?
Awino Ochieng from Migori County.
Awino Nyarochieng.
Yes.
Very
Suna
good.
East constituency.
Suna.
Yes.
But you are not called Nyasuna.
I'm called Nyasuna.
Nyasuna. Like Gladys Wanga. Tulikoma na university.
Okay. My question is about resources of the CACOPs.
Resources, yeah?
Resources. Do we have adequate resources to perform their mandate? And then, if so, what oversight mechanisms are there to ensure that the CACOPs are independent and accountable? Thank you.
Makofi kwa Awino Nyarochieng. Mbona unataka kupiga makofi haya wa mwisho? Maybe this other side, anybody who has a question? Yes. Ni wewe. Yes. Na umevaa poa sana. Tupigie huyu jamaa, ameng'ara sana. Yes, what's your name, sir?
Thank you, Madam PS. My name is Franklin Bet from Uasin Gishu County.
Franklin Bet?
Yes.
Like the former State House Controller?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So my question is, bribery is
alikuwa minister wetu wa ODM hiyo wakati.
I know, he was my chair of election board when I was secretary.
Yeah, and minister for roads, eh?
Yeah.
Yes, Franklin.
Yeah, bribery is often cited as one of the main forms of corruption. Do we have a specific law against bribery? And related to that, do we have a law that would assist in prevention of bribery? Something like guidelines. Thank you.
Makofi. Those are 5 questions. Let's give Madam PS to answer all of them at a go.
Okay, so thank you so much. Now, by the way, we are working so closely with EACC so that people don't think we are on the... EACC has their mandate, but as I told you, the executive order number 1 also has given me a mandate on fighting corruption. EACC, fighting corruption can be done by so many of us, but we complement each other. So actually, even in the training tomorrow, one of the trainers is an officer from EACC, training our people on how we do together. And we have agreed to work together. The other day I was with the CEO and agreed that as we do every other business, we do together because we are all fighting corruption. So we have that joint relationship to work together. Now, preventing. What are we doing by educating people today? What are we doing by bringing the CACOCs to be educated, to go and educate people? It is that prevention that we want. Actually, for us, we don't arrest, we don't investigate, we are preventive through civic education, through the law, through engagement. And then we are also doing the laws so that should you then be caught, then we have a law that will help you. So why we are doing for civic education, for Kenyans to change attitudes, for them to be in the know, for them to engage, it is because we want to prevent corruption other than waiting for somebody to be arrested. So that is the main issue with the CACOCs. Now let's go to schools. In fact, before we walked in, we were just discussing with him on how we should go to every other school if possible. We need to extend our civic education. We need to engage with our young people. One of the things that we developed the other day is a Know Your Right Charter in our department. When we realized that we had a lot of issues with Gen Zs, we need them to know to what extent these rights can be exercised, and that they have rights, yes, but it is to this extent, and every other person has a right. Not have I always said that the law says you can't go for equity with dirty hands. So you come when you're clean. So you cannot violate the law and then you come and tell me to protect you. The law will not protect you when you're with dirty hands. So we've done a know your rights and know your obligations charters that we need to roll out and engage our young people to know what to do in terms of their rights, and also just know that corruption is a problem. You have corruption, every other right will be violated.
Okay.
It is corruption that is denying people schools, roads, everything that goes wrong with the development is normally attached to corruption. So it affects your rights, and we roll out to talk to our young people and engage them. And then you saw that. You've seen us now talk about how to be patriotic, how to love our country, and how to come out for our country to do that which is right. So that is one of the things that we'll do to engage with the young people and capacity building. We also thought we need capacity building for our security officers. We need to engage with them, understand them, talk to them, so that they stick to the law while the offender also sticks to the law, so that we do capacity building. Then we come to the legacy. What would be your legacy come the day that I am?
Yes, maybe you can summarize in the next 1 minute.
Yes, I am through with being PS.
Yes.
I want to live when every Kenyan has known their rights within the Constitution of Kenya. I also want to live when I have audited the Constitution of Kenya to know the gains and that which is still pending for us to be able to do. I want to also conclude by saying I'll have done my best to fight corruption and probably leave a better country in terms of fighting corruption. Then where is the CACOX located? Initially, these CACOX have been located. They do their sittings with the setup of the DCs. I've told you the Ngaus have been giving us space to do it. They've been hard hoc, but they have a work plan. And what we are doing now with the help of the Attorney General is that this legal aid clinic is a legal aid for people to sit and be able to serve the people. We intend to have an office for them so that at the end of the day, they don't have to be coming and hard hoc. But now at the moment, they are operating within our chiefs and county commissioners headquarters is where they meet and they do their meetings, and then they do their social audits. Then resources allocation. I defended the current budget because I was not there before the last budget. But in this particular budget, I was there to defend, and an allocation was made by government. So government is helping us by giving it. Not enough. That's why today I'm here to say that I have GIZ, I have LGEAR. They have come out to help us where we have a deficit, but there's a budget for it. So government is funding it, and to some extent. Then oversight and independence, we do vetting of this as we pick. The boards that are picking these CACOX members actually have vetted them. Before a church gives me somebody, I know they have done their best, and I expect them to have done their best. But we also go ahead to now vet them before we now involve them as CACOC members. And then, of course, who oversights? I do oversight. GS for Justice does oversight for the departments that are under you, and you guide them. And then finally, the Bribery Act is there. It's among the acts that we're actually amending to ensure that issues of bribery are handled. So one of the acts I told you, we're amending the anti-corruption. We have an anti-corruption amendment bill, and one of the acts that is being amended to suit our current circumstances on issues of bribery is the Bribery Act.
Makofi kwa PS. Sema na Spox. Sema na Spox.
Bonga na Gava.
Upande ule wa mtandao tusikie kutoka wanasema nini. Over to you. Please, Mike.
Sorry for that. We have a total of 7 questions from our social media platforms. The first question, how does the AG engage?
Speak louder, please. Speak
How
louder.
does the AG engage with the international human rights treaties? That's from Asman Mohammed from Wajir on Twitter.
Wait a bit. Just be usiende haraka pia tusikie. Question number 1 was from who?
From Asman Mohammed from Wajir. How does the AG engage with the international human rights treaties? The second question from Faith Hemba from Kakamega County. How does the AG ensure the Constitution is implemented effectively? Is the office influenced by the executive?
Is the office?
Influenced by the executive. The third question, what is the AG's role in elections and political transitions? That's from TikTok, from Kenya Mzalendo 001, Nairobi County.
Last one is?
The fourth question,
Yes.
what happens when government officials violate the constitution? That's from Jeff Thompson from Homa Bay County on Facebook.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Because of time, I think we can take those ones.
Yes.
Time is not on our side. Yes, you have actually a minute to answer 4 questions. Right, because it's now we only have 2 minutes to, so because it's only
Okay,
winding.
treaties. We are signatories to several international treaties on human rights, on crime and corruption. We are here, and we have we actually attend to these international conventions to state our position as a country, and we get as much as possible the relevant data to be able to defend our country when it comes to issues on international treaties. So we are on top of things in terms of our international obligations, and in fact, I just came from leading a delegation to Austria to defend issues on human rights and issues to do with trafficking. Now, then implementation of the constitution. As I told you, we have a mandate, and that is what we are doing. This is one of those things. Legal aid is about constitution. Fighting corruption is about constitution. Making laws is about constitution. Public participation is about the rights of the constitution. We are implementing step by step.
In 20 seconds, PS?
Yes. Then what happens when the officials violate the constitution? They are not above the law. The law applies. So I've not seen a place where anybody has said this government official is above the law. They should face the law just as every other Kenyan. And finally, are you influenced by the executive? I don't know what that means. Executive has appointed me as a PS. I am working for, yes, government, but for the people.
Thank you. So Swami hapa PS, tupigie makofi. Tunasema sema na Spox. Sema na Spox.
Bonga na bao.
Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. That's 8 for our 8th edition. Until we see you again tomorrow. Tunasema sema na Spox.
Bonga na Gava.
Tuwe waza Kenya wazalendo na wapenda amani. Tuonane. Alamsiki. Asante sana pia.
Asante.
Asante sana.
So much.
Thank you.
That was a nice